Welcome to the Feminine Truth Podcast with Miranda, a place where you can reconnect with your wild, cyclical, and fierce truth. I am Miranda, a mentor, guide, healer, and intuitive coach. I guide women on a journey of remembrance, reconnection, and embodiment of their inner feminine truth and power. Join me each week to tap into raw, unedited, and unfiltered sacred conversations to help women tap into their inner feminine truth and power to become bold, unshakable, and unapologetic in who they truly are. Let's jump into today's sacred conversation. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Season 2 of the Feminine Truth Podcast. I am so excited to be here today again and returning back with Season 2. I took a much needed break to tend to myself, given some things happened, and I just kind of wanted to step back and really be with myself and do some healing work that I needed to do. And during this whole time, a lot of things have shifted. A lot of things have happened. I've interviewed amazing guests, and I am so excited to introduce you to the Season 2 guests that are going to be coming up in the following weeks. But let's just dive really quick into still the intention of this podcast, which is to provide amazing wisdom and medicine to help women own and step into their divine feminine truth, power, and become unshakable, unapologetic, and bold in who they are. And still the same thing, I got a lot of amazing feedback on how the structure of my conversations, which in a way they didn't really have a structure because I wanted my podcast to be intuitively led. I wanted the conversations to feel like we're just two girlfriends or two people having tea or coffee and having a deep conversation about a topic that is taboo, that is out there, or a topic that really just lights your soul on fire. And a lot of women really resonated with the conversations, and it was no structure. I would start at the beginning with their story so you can get to know them, and then we will just dive deeper and see wherever the conversation led us. And some of the conversations were very vulnerable. Some of the conversations, I said a lot of things that I've never said to anyone, So I'm so happy that all my episodes were very raw, unedited, unfiltered, which is exactly what I desired. And the topics were so deep, and I cannot just wait to see what's gonna come out for this season and the following seasons to come. But I am so happy that you are still here with me. You're still subscribed. For the people who have left a review, thank you so much. For all of those who resonated with the conversations and shared on social media or sent me private messages telling me your thoughts, what resonated with you, how you felt about it, how you didn't feel alone. That is like such key, because this is what I wanted. I wanted to build a community on this podcast platform that made women feel they're not alone, that we're also going through the same thing. And many of the topics or the conversations or the guests provided amazing wisdom to help you move farther into your healing journey, or farther into reconnecting with yourself, or farther into stepping into your truth and your power and be bold and apologetic and just like fierce, So I want to share a little bit of what's been happening behind the scenes. So when I took a step back, it was really hard for me to stop recording and to stop interviewing people because I wanted to keep going, but something inside of me said, no, you need to take a step back and you need to become the embodiment of the work that you teach, given a situation that I was going to. And in case you didn't know, and this is something that I'm going to be sharing later on, which is not something that it's chaotic or catastrophic, but I went through a divorce. My divorce was finalized toward middle of September of last year. So after that, I had to pretty much start from scratch and restructure my life and restructure where I was living, restructure so many things around my life. And there's something that happened that really took me into a little bit of a spiral, because it kind of made me feel like I had failed as a businesswoman, as a coach, and I had shame around it. So of course I seeked help. I also do my own healing work, but I also cannot objectively see what's going on in my psyche or with my patterns, that I need someone to also guide me. I need to lean on someone to also guide me on this journey of healing. So after my divorce happened, I ended up getting a job. And that's something that's still very in my body. It feels very repulsed. It feels very I shouldn't be doing that, and there was a lot of shame that I had to work through in order for me to be saying that today. So I went to get a job because I had a lot of baggage and a lot of things that I needed to take care of. And I was like, you know what? This is what it needs to be in this season. So I'm just going to own up to it. And let me tell you, I found a job and I knew I manifested this job, even though it's a little soul sucking because I am not doing the work that I love, my purpose in life. I am not. But as the good client that I am, I am applying all my human design, all my gene keys, all my tools that I have used for clients and for myself and my journey, and how being a cyclical woman who is deeply synced into her menstrual cycle is so incongruent with the corporate world or the world of the workforce out there. So it's been this push and pull, and some days I'm so stressed out and I'm so tired, so I have to bring in all my tools. So now my time and my energy are so sacred, more than before, and they're so limited that when I do have free time, either I am super exhausted from the job, that I just choose to be with myself and tend to my needs, my emotional, my physical needs, and rest. I've been resting a lot. I've been sleeping a lot. And also dedicate the time to my business, to my clients, to putting content out there. And I know my content has been very minimal because of this that's been going on behind the scenes that nobody really knew. I haven't really said openly, publicly, that I got a job while also having a full-time coaching business. So it's been basically having two full-time jobs, and also spending time with my friends, with my family, with my nieces and my baby nephew. That's so dear to me. They're so special to me. So, and then I started crafting, okay, what is this coming up for the second season, the podcast? So I started kind of searching for guests or women and men. I also have men coming up, and I'm so excited about that. More men coming on my podcast, and I'm so excited to show you who they are and how incredible they are. So I just started to really slowly start crafting the path again. Start crafting, what do I want? What is my vision for the second season, for this podcast, for my business? So I also, while this whole thing was happening, I got a job, I was divorced, I was navigating, living in a new place, which was a little not chaotic, it was just very different, where I didn't have a lot of privacy. So a lot of things happened around that time. And I also chose to go back into dating when I felt it was the correct time, a few months still after my divorce. And that in itself, it's a whole nother podcast that I'm going to be sharing with you, because it is really, really sad, the dating world now out there. And it also depends on the energy and the intentions you come into the dating apps. But I found it to be honestly disappointing at some level. So then I decided to go celibate and to do 90 days of celibacy and detox from men and from all these dating apps and from everything. And it's so funny because I'm like, okay, I'm emotionally detached to my ex-husband and to any ex-boyfriend before that. And I realized that I had, and this is the biggest truth, that I am so excited where the whole restructuring and the vision for my business came to be now. What is my business going to be moving forward? And it's basically this idea that I had made unconsciously every single decision of my life and my healing journey and my self-love journey about a man. Even though there was no man sometimes, I still made it about a man, because when I was not with a man, I was healing from a man. And when I was not healing from a man, I was doing self-love work and I was doing a lot of healing work because I thought it was for me. But at the end, it was to attract and to manifest the man of my dreams. So I kind of didn't really, was not super conscious about it when you think about it, because I was still getting all the side effects, all the indulgences of loving myself or being in my power, speaking my voice, setting boundaries, and all of these things that come with loving yourself, respecting yourself, honoring yourself. But inside of me, deep inside of me, I was still doing that to attract a man, to manifest a man. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just going to say that. There is nothing wrong with you desiring a love, a romantic partner, our marriage, our relationship, a baby. There's nothing wrong with that. But in this season of my life, that is not my end goal. A man is no longer an end goal. A relationship is no longer an end goal. Romantic love is no longer my end goal. My end goal, first and foremost, is me. Is the relationship I have with myself. Is how I honor myself. Is choosing myself. Is just being in a deeply committed relationship to myself. That does not mean that if a man comes that is the right man, that it's aligned, I'm not going to consider that. It just means that a relationship is no longer my end goal, you know? I am my end goal, and then maybe in a future a relationship. So I don't know if that totally makes sense, but for me, when I realized that, I was just like, okay, whoa, like, how did I not know I had been doing this? And you know, because you do this work of loving yourself, you do this work of taking care of your health and your body and everything, and your mindset and your spiritual life and your emotional intelligence and all of it. But then deep down, I was always doing it potentially for the man that I was going to be manifesting, because the better I become, the better I attract, right? So it became to this point that I'm like, what if obviously the end goal is me? Why am I not focusing on me fully and 100% without having men or relationship or love in the back of my head? Like, why am I not doing that? It wasn't clicking. It was the funniest thing too, because I'm like, how has this been happening? You know? So now I am so excited about moving through this. And of course, you know, integrity is one of my biggest core values. So in order for me to be in integrity, I had to guide myself through what I wanted to coach women on, to what I wanted to step on. And it was like, I didn't want to help women no longer attract their man. I don't want to help women no longer about any dating or anything like that, and making your healing journey with an end goal, or loving yourself with an end goal of attract a man. No, now the journey is, and all the focus is about you. It's about who you are. It's about you as a woman. You are your own upgrade. You are the end goal. You are like everything you have ever desired, right? So with that, you have to become deeply in a committed relationship to yourself, and you have to make a lot of promises and commitments to that. And the same way you would want a man to make a commitment to you, you have to first do that for yourself. So the focusing on someone else and choosing someone else is no longer an option whatsoever in my life, and I hope it's not in yours either. and that you make this journey about you, that you make all the time and effort and investment in you and becoming better and focus everything in you. You will always be your greatest investment. A journey where you are the priority, you are the focus, you are the end goal, where you are the upgrade, where you are the prize, where you are the one. That is the journey that I have been on lately. And that's the journey that I desire women to tap into. And if by the end of that you attract someone, so be it. It's because you are an energetic match. But that's not even going to be in your mind, because it's all the focus, it's on you. The focus is just strictly on you. So that's a little bit of what's been happening, and the focus of my coaching business and mentorship and my healing journey too. So now I am here, so excited, and I will be doing all the podcasts about dating. I actually had amazing dates. I met incredible men. I actually found out I'm pretty good at dates too. And yeah, but it was something that I wanted to do. And then when I realized that, no, I still want to, it got to the point that I'm like, I don't want to share my time and energy with anyone right now. I just want to be with myself. I just want to focus more on me. And I just became so like indulged in just this craving, this relationship and intimacy with myself. So that's what's been happening in the past like 5 months or so. So I'm so excited to reopen my coaching business again. And taking new clients, guide new women, and also still guiding myself, you know. And this journey never ends. And I don't want anyone to ever think that we have it all figured out. We are all in it. And I'm just so excited to be here in season 2 to experience this new phase of my life, to just like share with all of you everything that's inside of me that I have been writing and everything. I just haven't really put it out there because it wasn't time. Now it's time. And I learned that sometimes you have to take a step back and you have to quiet down and you have to just be with yourself and then really tap into like, what is it that you want to put out there? What is your legacy? Because at the end of the day, I just didn't want to be showing up. And I'm like, no, I also have to think about my legacy, because I am the future ancestor of my 4 nieces and baby nephew. And I just want to leave a legacy that I'm going to be super proud of, and I want them to learn from me. I want to be the role model. So I also had to take a step back and really think about what is it that I want to put out there into the world that I know people are going to remember me by. So sometimes you have to make the decision to take a step back, and it's okay. And it's okay to change your mind along the way. It's okay if you pivot. It's okay what you were doing doesn't resonate, or it was not bringing in clients, or it was just not making you happy. And it's okay to pivot. You know, this journey is about trying and seeing what worked, what didn't work, what can you do better, and pivoting and making changes and learning from mistakes and trying again. And it's never about seeing it as failure, because I made that mistake that I saw this as failure, as me, I have to get a job, so that makes me a failure. And I was just like, wait, what is the definition of failure to me? So I really had to go and rewire some things in this brain of mine and some limiting beliefs around that. And it was just like, so it's been such a sweet and painful at times journey in the past few months. But now I'm here to share everything. And if this resonates with you, if you have been on a journey of a little bit of chaos or a little bit of, no, I don't know what I'm doing, or just feeling like off, it's okay. We're all in this together. It's been a tough last 2 years since the whole thing started. So let's walk this journey. Let's continue to walk this journey with the end goal of making, or not making, but us becoming our best versions of us as women, or even men who listen to this podcast, becoming more empowered and more bold and apologetic and unshakable in who they are, and really getting into the truth of who they are, because that's going to make a difference. And I had to do that, right? I wouldn't be here if I was not walking this journey myself first before putting it out there to someone else. How can I expect someone to be unshakable, unapologetic, and bold and know their truth if I'm not doing that for myself? So like, as many times as it takes, I will have to walk on this journey again and again and again until I am in congruency with who I am in body, mind, and soul, and who I say that I am in body, mind, and soul, and everything is just cohesive and resonates, and everything is just aligned. So I cannot wait for you guys to tap into the next conversations that I will be launching moving forward in this season 2. Thank you so much for listening to this season 2. Welcome, and what's been going on in my life. And yeah, I actually forgot to say something about the job that I have. So I literally manifested this job. And when I manifested this job, I knew the type of job that I needed. And in my interview, we were talking about shrooms. We were talking about fitness, health, spirituality, plant medicine, ayahuasca. So I knew I was in the right environment. And honestly, like, there are some days that I'm very stressed, I'm not gonna lie, but the people at my job make everything so much better and so much fun. Like, I've learned so many skills that I was lacking in previous corporate jobs, and this is not going to be a forever thing. I know that. And I'm just so excited to have this experience now under my belt, and to have met such incredible people. And I was asking myself, I'm like, why did I end up at this job? And I actually found the silver lining and the reasons through some people that I met there. And I was like, okay, now I knew this wasn't aligned. I was supposed to be here. I am supposed to be here right now. I don't know for how long, but it's been great. It's been so much fun. Like, let's just say that we are allowed to drink on Fridays. So that's how fun it is. But anyway, I'm just so excited about the reopening of my coaching business again. And just like really showing everyone what's been happening behind the scenes, and just putting myself out there again. So thank you so much for being part of the Feminine Truth podcast community. I love you. I am so happy, and I hope you stick around for more. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation on the Feminine Truth podcast. This podcast is for you, for me, for us, for the feminine collective. Thank you for spending your time and energy with us. I so appreciate it. Please, it would mean so much if you could share this in your Instagram stories, in your Facebook stories, or everywhere, so this message gets spread and others can find this podcast and this conversation. And if you feel like someone needs to hear this message, please share with them. I would be so grateful for you, and let us know your thoughts, how this has helped you, how you connected with this topic, or how this has felt in your body. And lastly, if you feel the pull, I would be immensely grateful if you could take the time to leave a review so more people can find my podcast and this conversation. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll see you on the next episode.